They rather fit in with man than with God. And that want of belonging to the world is going to be exactly what causes their destruction. All right. People who are in these gang stalking groups, they rather fit in. All right. The reason why you'll be by yourself and you'll be alone is for good cause, for good purpose. All right. You're able to see your path clear. All right. You're able to, I almost said, see your class peer. You're able to see your path clear. You're able to get, downloads and get visions from God. You're able to get a clearer insight on things. All right, you're able to gain a level of peace and understanding about yourself. You're able to gain more wisdom, and because you're able to think and ponder and self-reflect about, how how your life is going, how your day is going, and you don't have to be alone. You don't have to be alone your whole entire life or all the time to be able to figure these things out or to be able to have this happen. But it is going to be a certain part of your life where you will have to be alone in order to gain this type of insight. So people that, are in crowds, the hyenas, all right, people that are gang stalking, people that want to, be bullies, and people that want to, get along with the get along, and all right, people that want to, behave in a way to where they're accepted by other people. It goes to show you just how much people care about, fitting in the world more than God. That's why he says, be ye separate, come out from amongst them. All right. God, wants us for himself. He doesn't want us to be trying to fit in with especially the wrong crowd, or to try to think we need to be a certain kind of person or have to work towards being accepted by other people. Christ was only accepted by who he was accepted by. A lot of people didn't accept him. All right. And I know that's deep on a lot of levels, but I'm talking about just as for who he was and what he stood for. All right. They obviously rejected him and didn't accept him because they took him out of here, and, they didn't, bow down, and, worship him and stuff like that. But it's like they rather, do that same thing to this day. To this day. All right, it's the same thing. People would rather fit in. People would rather be in the in crowd. People would rather go against, what God would want them to do, and not care about, how they treat their fellow person. All right, their fellow man, their fellow, brother. People want to treat you the way they want to because that's the way that the group thinks. Shout out to 1984. Shout out to group think. All right. Everybody under a spell, everybody under MK Ultra, everybody under mind control in terms of what they want people to think like, behave like, act like. And I used to think that that was just something that people said. I'm like, mind control. What the hell are they talking about? Mind control, mind control. I'm like, where's the mind control? All right. You could easily see the mind control once you start to be ye separate and come out from amongst them. And you're just, you see, you're not of the hive minded, mentality. You see, you're not a part of the group think. Shout out to everybody who likes that book, 1984. All right. You see, you're not a part of the herd. You heard. You're not a part of the herd. You heard. You're not a sheep. And most of the people, most of the people are sheep. They follow each other. They do what everybody else does. They do what everybody else they see doing. They mimic, they copy, they mirror, especially us. They mirror, copy, mirror, uh, you know. So they rather fit in with man. They rather go with man's agenda instead of the man's agenda. I'd rather go with the man's agenda, not man's agenda. You know, that's why they're always in those groups. All right. They are weak by themselves and they're unable to stand alone like so they'll have things to say about you. They'll try to make you feel bad about yourself because you don't feel the need to want to fit in with them. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. You were made whole in a completeness. With God, you are made whole and complete. You already roll with the Most High. You don't need too many other people by your side. You don't need to be in a group to feel comfortable or to feel accepted or to feel like you belong, especially because you don't even want to belong to this world. Be in it, but not of it. All right, you want to be in this world, but not of this world. You want to be in the inner world. The kingdom of God is within. The kingdom of heaven is within. You want to be within, operating from within, not trying to fit in. All right. They want to belong to the world. A lot of people will engage in certain behaviors because it's something that they see somebody else doing. They see other people picking on someone, they're going to pick on someone. They see someone being bullied, they're going to bully someone. As a child, you think like a child, but as you grow into an adult, you do away with your childish ways. Some of us maybe even acted like this to other children to a certain extent when we were kids. But in the back of your mind, you knew that it was wrong, and sooner or later, you grew out of it because you knew that wasn't the way to treat people. And you know that you were wrong for doing people like that. You might have even went back and said something to him and was like, hey, man, that was messed up for what I did. That wasn't right. Just want to let you know that I was wrong for that. All right. But people who hold on to that mentality and people who don't choose to change and people who want to stay in that in crowd because they want to belong to something, that's sad. That's sad. You want to belong to something so bad that you're willing to mistreat other people just to fit in with other people. If you want to be in this group, you got to treat people like dog spit. And some people, they take the oath. Some people, they take the oath. All right, they take the blood oath. They'll say, you know what, I'll treat people garbage. Just accept me. I'll stalk this person. Just let me be in this group. Let me belong to something. Let me have something to do. Let me feel like I'm a part of something. Let me feel like I'm doing something. And that's why they'll even have some people that are in highly important positions go to other people and tell them to keep an eye on this person. And the people who, they find usually someone who might be miserable, who has nothing else to do, who's bored inside, a lot with no purpose or nothing to do. They don't know how to use their mind. You don't know how to use your mind. When you have an idle mind, it becomes a devil's workshop. They'll do things to just to be in the crowd, and that's a rough mistake to make. That's a rough thing to want to do to a person just to be accepted. I mean, dang, they going hard for that acceptance, but it comes with, the sense of belonging to a powerful group. Some people, they feel weak. All right. They already feel weak. We just said that they feel weak. So they want a sense of belonging to a group, especially a powerful one, especially doing something that makes them feel powerful. You have somebody that's narcissistic. You have somebody that already feels bad about themselves, low self-esteem, bully type mentality, bully type style, bully type outlook on life. You tell them they actually get to be a part of other people and who have that same mindset, that feel that same way, and they're not going to act upon it, especially to someone that they may appear as either, better than them, or someone that they feel that they're better than, because whatever was told to them about the person that they're going after. This person, he destroys animals and eats babies. He destroys puppies and eats babies. He sets animal shelters on fire or something like that. God forbid. Like, they'll say things about you like that, and they'll have people thinking that you don't like animals, or you don't like babies, or you don't like people. And now people feel that they need to be safe or something, and they'll make up this whole lie and be like, what, you're keeping people safe by keeping an eye on this person. Make sure you watch them whenever they're out, or make sure you keep close tabs on them. They'll pretty much give people the right to, like, investigate your whole life and report back to them for a pat on the back. They report back for a pat on the back. All right. So they rather fit in, and that's a shame. It's like somebody would rather fit in with this world. That's how it's nothing for you to get stressed or worried about. And this is why it's really good to forgive these people. Forgiveness is all about you. All right, it's really good to forgive them. You know, because, like, once you look at it, like, these people rather be separate from God. So it's like, I'm gonna be separate from them. That's a godless activity. That is a godless activity, to do something to try to affect a person to where you're destroying their life, you're destroying possibly their career, possibly forcing this person into homelessness, or to not have, or joblessness, or any kind of lessness is no good. All right, friendlessness, no support. Like, they're destroying people's lives. All right, they're stealing joy from innocent people that aren't doing anything to them, but you're being picked out for an experiment. All right, you're being picked out for an experiment, and they need people to conduct the experiment. All right, so they're gonna find people. Maybe might have been a police officer, maybe some ex-military. Some people that are a part of their group, and it's not all of them, but they have people who are in this satanic cult that are in high places. That will enlist other people to do the dirty work. And it's like, they'll provide perks, they'll provide money, they'll provide new cars for them to do it in. All right, they'll provide them new cars to do it in. It's like, what would make someone do that? Like, they'll have incentives. All right, so it's like, they're really going in for the world. They're selling their soul to gain worldly possessions. Doing something evil to gain something. That's selling your soul. Somebody tells you, I'll give you a certain amount of money, I'll buy you a new home, I'll get you out of debt, I'll do this, just stalk the hell out of this person, make their life terrible, destroy their life. There's people doing that for free rent. Some of the places where people are in apartments, or certain rooms, places where I've stayed. I know some of the places in the past where I've stayed, and people was getting hooked up, because some of the stuff that just took place when I was around certain people, you could just tell that it was like orchestrated. you know so they rather fit in, and with the world, they rather fit in and with what the world is doing. A lot of people want to be bad. A lot of people want to be bad to the bone right now, want to be demonic, they want to be evil. So that's what they're rolling with. That's the choice they're making. They want to, a lot of people are seeing, like, being a demonic entity, or like letting demons come into your life, it's fashionable. It's trendy to have demons now. To be a demon is trendy. So, and it's just like that's just the energy in the world. Period. That's just the energy in the world. Period. You see like a lot of people with bad behavior, and you see like bad behavior getting praised, and you see people who aren't doing anything to anyone, being the ones that get tortured. And just because it's mentally, it doesn't take anything from it. All right, so they're going to be causing their own destruction. You know, wanting to be in these groups, wanting to fit in, is really going to be their downfall. Like it's really going to be their downfall. They don't understand fully what they're doing. You know, maybe they weren't informed on what type of effect that they were having on the people that they were doing this to. But either way, just because they don't know, it's not going to take anything away from what they did. They still knew that what they were doing was wrong and it wasn't right. All right, you know better than to continuously keep doing something to someone that is going to have a bad effect on them. You know that. It's like certain things that, okay, you've done enough to this person, now let them go learn their lesson if they did something wrong. But that's not even the case. They're doing this to people who haven't done anything. All right, just because they want to conduct an experiment on certain individuals to see how their mind is going to react to the pressure. Because when they look at you, out of all the people that they see in society, you stand out. So they gotta run tests on you. They see you as a threat, to this whole structure. All right, they see you tearing the 3D down. You about to put up some 5D. You tearing down the 3D, and you're ascending into the 5D, the fifth dimensional reality. Where ain't none of this stuff going to matter anymore. And rural wealth is going to be energy. Rural wealth is going to be what you can cultivate from within. How high you can raise your vibration, and what you can see for yourself. What you can see yourself being and doing and having. So they could fit in, with this world all they want, because this world's almost out of here. It's a shift happening. It's a lot of different energies coming back in. People are waking up. People are about to transcend this world and move on to the next one. People are leaving the world behind. People are leaving this world behind mentally. All right, people are focusing on better things. People are creating their own reality. People are taking the heaven that's inside and bringing it outside. All right. While you have people down here trying to, basically make it difficult for them to be able to focus long enough or concentrate long enough to be able to do that. By trying to make somebody's life harder or difficult, or, make them have periods where, things aren't moving the way they should. So this person's basically on pause mode in life right now. Like the whole aim is to keep the person like you stuck, because once you start creating some things, once you start putting some things in place, once your voice gets heard, or once your message gets out, or once what you have to say, people start to take heed of it. People are going to realize that they've been deceived, they've been lied to. There's a lot of manipulation going on, a lot of mind control going on. because people are all being programmed to operate under one realm of thought, and they're all being pushed into behaving and thinking the same way, which is, that group collective thought, that group thinking, to where they'll just treat anybody any kind of way. They'll participate in something that will make a person have a lesser quality of life, and to think it's actually funny or cool or the thing to do because it's not happening to them. So it's like, that's why they're destroying themselves, and they're leading themselves down the wrong path, because what they're going to do is going to come back to them, and it's going to end up ruining their life. Like when people want to ruin someone's life, and God is definitely working with this person, and he's moving in their life, and got his hand on their life, people really don't know what they're getting themselves into. Like, you're about to cause yourself a whole lot of trouble. Number one, because you're doing something that's not right, and number two, because you're allowing yourself to be used, right? Like, if you're allowing yourself to be used by these groups, if you're allowing yourself to be used by, these, what they call them, chief handlers, like, they're controlled by the devil. They're in satanic cults and groups that conduct experiments on people, to affect them in a way to where it's going to stop the type of energy that they have being brought into the planet. All right. I'm not trying to lose anybody with this. I'm sure I'm not. But it's certain people, it's just like, they have, like, everybody has energy, obviously. And there are certain people, that they have to get something out, whether it be music, whether it be a movie, whether it be a certain type of clothing pattern, whether it be a shoe, whatever it is, there are certain people that are here to do a mission, or here on a mission to, get their idea out there, do what they have to do for the greater collective of the good. And that's why you're supposed to be doing something with your time. You're not getting, harassed or stalked, or, these people don't have you on their list or their radar for no reason. It's something that you have to find within yourself to do, that's going to empower you to overpower them and to put you on a level above them. You just have to find out what that is, and it's going to be in alignment with your purpose. All right. And that's why they have to try to get you off of that and away from that, so that way you won't be able to, stop them from being as powerful in your life. But they're headed for destruction either way, so it doesn't matter. I don't know why people think that they can do things and, there's no repercussions for it, or they can get away with it. They think they can get away with it, but they're not going to. All right, so they could fit in, they could be in their group, they could think they're cool, and, bother people, and have fun, and, target people out. But, they're targeting you, but they're also being targeted. They're the main target. They could target us, but they're the main target. And like, they don't realize that they're not, once they realize that they're not God, and they don't have control, or we like, well, I don't know if they're telling these people lies, or they're, telling them that God don't exist, or there ain't one, or, whatever. It's a power, it's a source, it's a balance, it's a universe, it's right and wrong, so there's good and evil, and whatever you participate in, You know, good always triumphs over the evil. Like the evil always loses. Evil always comes up short. So no matter, you know, what they try to do, no matter how many people they got coming after you or whatever, or the fact that, you know, they're choosing this, right? Like I said, it's only going to lead to their own destruction because good will always triumph over evil. All right. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Hope you enjoyed this. We out.